everyone, I'm Samaya, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about why I am making a card game and why Aliens Against Creatures, why now, and why a card game. So I made a few cards for a collection of cards that I wanted to make back 5 or 6 years ago for my brother. These cards were for Ni no Kuni and Chrono Trigger, two video games that my brother played. I played Ni no Kuni but not Chrono Trigger, so I have a little bit less knowledge about Chrono Trigger than I do Ni no Kuni, but I made these cards for my brother, so that's why I picked Chrono Trigger as well. In Ni no Kuni, there's these familiars, and in the game, the familiars have different stats. So when I was making these cards, I looked up stats for familiars, Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, and I found this amazing Wikipedia, no, not Wikipedia, fan wiki on Ni no Kuni, and it had all the stats that I needed. So I took reference from that, and I found the stats for the characters or the familiars that I wanted to include in the set of 5. I did the monkey one. The interesting thing is I can't say, oh, Daxter, because I called my character Daxter, but in the game you can name your familiars whatever name you want. So I can't be like Daxter and Mr. Killer or Dr. Killer and all these characters, because that's not the names that you would know them as. But I had a set of 5 familiars that I picked, and I drew them with reference but not tracing, and I put them on the cards, and I put the stats, and on the back I had the logo on some craft paper that I found, and I put Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch in this italic font, and it was like, looks kind of similar to the font of the video game title screen. And I did the same thing for Chrono Trigger, but instead of the familiars, it was the 5 main characters or 6 main characters that I found. And I put the stats from their respective wiki, the Chrono Trigger wiki, and I put that together as well. And so I had 5 or 6 years ago had this passion to make a card game based off of these two fandoms, but in my mind the whole time I was like, I can't make a full card game. That would be like making too much fan art for no reason. I want to make my own card game with my own original characters. So that's what I'm making, a card game now. But the journey takes a little bit longer than that. One day I drew 12 characters for this card game, not knowing I was making a card game at that point. But I had challenged myself to make original characters, 12 on one page, a printer's paper size, 8.5 by 11 sheet. I put lines to make a chart, and each character had one section. In that session, I drew the 12 characters that I wanted to create, and they inspired the creation of Aliens Against Creatures. But I didn't know at the time yet that I was going to make it into the series where I'm going to show you how I'm making this card game. And that wasn't the final art that I set out to do. But yeah, I made those 12 characters on that sheet of paper, and then I started finalizing them in the short form content that I've been posting to YouTube Shorts. I have 10 cards. I haven't posted all 10 of the cards onto my YouTube channel to show the process, but I'll show you them here. So these were based off of the characters that I drew on that sheet of 12 characters, but the size of the paper was 8.5 by 11. This is like a microchip my brother keeps talking about. He says it's a microchip. This one is like a bug alien thing. I don't know. So the characters, I don't know what their lore is yet or the storyline is. I just decided to finalize the artwork by starting with 12 characters. I doodled that one day. This one looks like a Lombax to me, but it's not a Lombax. Lombaxes are the character, like what Ratchet is in Ratchet and Clank. He's a Lombax, or at least that's what I think. After the series continued, it was like, is he a Lombax, or is that what you think he is? He thinks he is. So those are the 10 cards for Aliens Against Creatures, and I'm really excited to continue making art for this. 1000 made Primal Guard around the same time that I posted my first TCG update, where I drew the first character, and I'm not making a card game based off of Primal Guard. You could tell that they're completely different characters, but I just wanted to mention I did watch the whole series of him creating that card game, and I'm really excited for him to have completed the project, and I hope that one day I complete this project as well. And also I had watched a few other people make their TCGs. Most notably for me is Chaos Galaxy. He has a YouTube channel on here on YouTube. He has a channel on YouTube called ChaosGalaxyTCG, and it's a really interesting and creative game where I don't really know the rules because I never played it myself, but I know there's a lot of people who play the game and there's a community around it. So I just remember watching a few years ago the whole process of making the TCG, and his video, especially talking about like 10 years of making TCGs, and he has all of the different renditions of the same TCG, as well as like his box of treasure troves of different TCGs he made throughout his life, and I thought that was really cool. So I do have inspirations that are, on YouTube, people who inspire me on YouTube, but I'm not making this TCG because of that. I'm making this TCG because I want to create original characters and story and make the next, who knows, Pokemon, the next, is Digimon a card game? I don't know. The next Yu-Gi-Oh! Who knows? The next, for all we know, it could be the next Magic the Gathering. Yeah, you could dream. We could all dream. But this is the start of this journey, and I hope you stick around to watch the rest of the journey of me making Aliens Against Creatures. So